And
Hello, everyone, to the not the oncoming storm. This is your host, Bug 1014. We are in the Multiversal tournament, not the oncoming storm. I almost did the wrong intro. How is everyone doing? And I don't have the music going. God damn it! There we go. Now I have the music
come
going.
on!
I'm sorry. Anyway,
I worked hard to give you that music.
I know. I know. Okay. Oh,
And at the same time, trying to lower it to appropriate level.
that's
Okay, so
always the
it's not-
tricky part.
I always want to make it so it's like not too loud, so I can't hear anyone, but not too quiet, so it's not like not thematic.
Yeah, because if it's too quiet, then it just becomes lo-fi music, and that's not battle.
Oh God, Jesus!
What?
And the other track blaring in my right ear.
Oh God. That would be weird. Uh-oh. We have lost to Fox. Wow. I guess I have to wait for him to come back. You know what? I'm going to use this opportunity to go grab some water. Technical difficulty, everyone. We'll be back.
I accidentally closed my thing. Can you hear me? Bug, can you hear me? Wait, am I audible? Okay, I'm sorry because I accidentally closed my browser. Didn't hear that, and I'm like, oh fuck, can people not hear me?
Okay, I'm back.
Why would you have 3 water bottles near me?
Well, why did that sound like a porn ad? Free water bottles near you.
Excuse me!
I'm sorry. Anyway. uh, I'm sorry. I walked. Anyway. Yeah. I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay. So, Cathanglass, you excited for today's session?
Yes, I am.
Cool. I am also excited. Today's going to be a very interesting session, as we have you finding someone who goes by the name Skazka, which is not someone that's ever been heard about in this campaign so far. Also, some people might think that the screen looks a little different on my OBS. That's on purpose. I'm using a new setup today. My audio should sound a little different. My screen should look a little different. It was me all along. Dio! You thought it was Skazka, but it was me! Dio! Oh, God. Goto!
Otoro! Ironically, can't do it good.
My favorite version of that impression is when someone purposefully messed it up and started rolling their R's.
Otoro.
Why are you saying Totoro?
Because I can roll my R's easily.
Anyway, so Cathanglass, you are called to the gate as your name is called throughout the arena Would Cathanglass and Skazka please come to the main gate?
Eee.
You were probably in your room at the time, yes?
Yeah.
Alright. So you make your way out of the room. A lot of people are filing into the stands, though a lot of people are already in the stands, so the hallway is relatively quiet. As you start making your way towards the main gate, you notice that a hooded figure is also standing there at the gate already. One you don't recognize, wearing a simple black hood that is completely covering him, or them, from head to toe. Any reactions?
The thing was to just stick his hand out, just like, let this be a most honorable fight.
The figure doesn't react, other than giving a small nod and just not turning towards you. Basically acknowledging what you're saying without turning towards you. And with that, you start to become inspected by Mimi. Both of you start with the inspection process, which will take about 10 minutes. During these 10 minutes, you're free to cast any sorts of spells on yourself. Do you have any spells you want to put on yourself to prepare that you don't already have?
Just have one quick question.
Sure.
I'm gonna tell you in private.
Okay, go ahead and ask me in private. I will say, by the way, because of your true sight, you can see a very dark and malevolent aura coming off of this guy, but you can't tell anything more distinct than that. Howdy, Guildfly. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Anyway,
Actually, I have an answer for that.
Right?
No, I actually do have an answer for that.
Fair, but in this case, no, it cannot. Sorry I wasn't earlier. I'm led in bed watching, but I'm still a little under the weather. That's fine. We had a late start today anyway, so you're all good. You caught basically a start to the stream. The match hasn't started yet. Today we have a very interesting match between Cathanglass and Skazka, whoever Skazka is. Alright. So, is there anything during these 10 minutes that you want to cast on yourself? Or, do there?
I think it's just the buffs up that he told you.
Okay, so you just start casting it. Do you already have them, or do you just start casting a bunch of spells on yourself?
No, I have them on.
Okay. The individual to your left also does not seem to bother to do anything for the entirety of the 10 minutes, as in he's standing perfectly still. Though, as I stated before, you can see a malevolent, dark, purplish aura coming off of him, but you can't tell anything else about his character besides that. Including, notably, you can't see under his hood despite having true sight. Which is actually a little weird, because normally you'd be able to. Because for those who don't know at home, true sight in my campaign acts as X-ray vision. So, after the 10 minutes are up, the iron gates begin to lift, and you both are instructed to enter the arena and go to the opposite sides. He begins to you go over there, The individual, however, doesn't start walking. He just disappears and appears over here. Without moving. Yep. You can be anywhere to the left of this center point. So you could be anywhere in the arena to the left of this center point. Though usually on top of these like areas where you currently are is about typical. So let me do my arena announcements. Welcome everyone to the Multiversal Tournament. I'm your host, Finreal Drano6, and we have two exciting competitors today. Sorry, go ahead.
You said it wrong. It's Dryaxis. Not Dryaxis, it's Dryaxis.
Whatever. I'm saying that in character. Dryaxis. Anyway. We have two exciting competitors today. We have the young prodigy Cathanglass, who has been putting out quite a bit of interesting hype. Lots of people are excited to see what he's fully capable of in this tournament. And I know I am also excited to see this too. In the other corner, we have his mysterious competitor, someone who only signed up under the name Skazka, hasn't really said anything, and hasn't really left his room since he first started. We don't know much about this guy, but he radiates an aura of power, so I would watch out. Either way, on the count of 3, battle will start. 1, 2, 3. Roll initiative. Gongen Tenpai! Yes, I watched that show too.
That's an actual statement.
I know, but I also watched Challenge Showdown. And Challenge Showdown was awesome.
Japanese for let's have an honorable duel.
Yeah. Cool.
God damn it!
Why do you say God damn it? You rolled it. Oh, that's why, because you didn't add it to your thing.
Yes.
That's fine, I can add it manually.
I'm sorry, I keep on forgetting. Oh yeah, I have to click myself first.
Yep. 20.22. Okay. So, Cathanglass, you will go first. What would you like to do on your first turn?
The thing will do. Trying to think of something good to start out with.
Should I start the timer?
Magic missile.
Alright. You fire a magic missile. Go ahead and, what level are you what level are you casting at?
9.
Yep.
It's all gets to 9.
Yeah, because you have the ability to auto upcast the 9th level. Okay. So 3 force damage, and it will be how many missiles again? I forget. 2 so that's 3. 3 plus 8. So that's 11 missiles. Okay. You see your missiles arc from your hand, and they warp towards the target. But as they're about to reach the target, they just seemingly fizzle and absorb into a barrier around it, doing nothing. It's a little strange. Like, they hit the target, but it just seems like it was counterspelled, but it wasn't. What else would you like to do on your turn?
Trying to think. You know what? Sure.
What? Radiant Blast. Can you do Radiant Blast as a bonus action?
I think so. Looking. Yes.
Okay. Fair enough then. Okay. So you fire Radiant Blast out at him. I assume you're firing all the beams at him?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Each beam that you fire, when it's about to strike him, it looks like it just kind of stops midair and then just starts shrinking and the light gets pulled into him. Doing nothing.
Cathanglass then responds by drinking one of the potions that he has.
Which potion?
Spelling Breath Potion.
That will take a minute to drink. If you wanted to do that potion, you probably should have done it during the 10-minute setup time.
Okay, I wanted to say that I did that.
Okay, so we'll just go ahead and say you did that during the 10-minute time. You won't get to hand wave that again later, but yes. So you do the Dispelling Breath Potion. Same trick you pulled on Lion Fang, too. So, is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
I end my turn.
Alright. We'll go to him. He just stands there doing nothing and ends his turn. It's your turn again, Cathanglass.
Okay. Hold on, I'm looking. Ruler, work with it here. Well, I definitely have enough for him.
Alright, you move forward, approaching this figure.
And then I'm gonna let out... Two? Yes. Load. Why is it taking so long to load?
Oh, what do you... Oh, there we go. So, you do your Void Breath. Does that have enough range? Yes, it does. Okay. Successful save? Alright. As you do your Void Breath, you see the individual, as a reaction, teleports over here. And you completely miss.
I could do it as a bonus action.
Yes, but you did use up your Dispelling Breath Potion now. Because that only applies to your first breath weapon. Also, I will need you to give me a Wisdom saving throw. As you're now within a gray field around him.
Yes, load.
Okay, hold on.
Why do I not have Bless Up? I remember Bless Word of Living Ward.
Okay, so you notice that while you're in this aura, you just suddenly start losing some energy and you don't feel like doing anything else. You can't take any actions on your turn now. You can only move.
I try to move.
Did you spend all of your movement already?
No.
Okay, you try to move. Where would you like to try and move? Okay. Once you move out of the aura, your energy comes back, and now you get your full turn again. I mean, it doesn't refresh, but like you can do the rest of your turn now. It seems to be a 30-foot aura around him. Of just this... Yeah. You've never experienced something like this. This is a weird spell. if it's a spell at all.
Just hear him, just like, shoot.
What do you do, Cathanglass?
Oh no, I can't do that. You know what? I enter my Boyd singing stance.
Okay.
I end my turn.
Alright. It is his turn. He will walk closer to you. And he'll just walk closer very slowly. Moving, you can tell he's walking like at a casual speed for him, but the speed is still like pretty quick compared to what you might expect for a normal person. He's just casually walking towards you and not looking at you. You still can't see under his robes. And that will end his turn. Since you start in the aura, give me a wisdom save.
Big money, big money.
You unfortunately cannot take any. You cannot take any actions, bonus actions, or reactions while within the actual aura. You can move though, as energy gets sapped from you. The moment you leave the aura, you can now take actions, bonus actions, or reactions again. So now that you're out of the range, what would you like to do with the rest of your turn? It seems like he's trying to keep you out of melee range.
Screw it. This.
Waiting for it to load. Raltham Psychic Glance. Alright.
Why is it DC 15?
Because it's... I don't know, maybe something's messed up on your sheet. Let me go look at your spell save DC. See what's actually on there. By the way, as you shoot you charge psychic energy into your head and then project it towards him, declaring the name Skazka. And as it heads towards the target, it gets right in front of the hooded figure's face and then just kind of slowly shrinks and dissolves. This individual hasn't moved a muscle besides walking so far. So, it says that you're DC 15 because it's going off charisma.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it is legit DC 15 currently. So that is an accurate spell save DC. However, you've noticed that, like, it hasn't even been like, oh, you didn't penetrate the armor or whatever. No, this stuff has stopped before it's even gotten close enough to hit him. Which is weird. What do you want to do?
He's gonna do a psychic fireball at 9th level.
Okay. Do you have the ability to do that as a bonus action?
I'm gonna use a... What is the meta magic called?
Well, yes, but you can't cast a spell as both your action and your bonus action in the same turn, unless you have something that lets you bypass that.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Back of chapter 3.
Okay, yeah, you have that. Got it. Okay, so you use the Psychic Fireball. As you throw the fireball at the target, this one doesn't seem to dissolve, but now he will make a saving throw. 1d20 plus... and he will have advantage on this save.
I restore balance.
Okay. You do restore
Does not have
balance.
advantage.
Sorry, go ahead.
Does not have advantage anymore.
Okay, so you do restore balance. What's his bonus to spell saving throws? Oh yeah, it would be that, wouldn't it? Does a 42 pass?
Yes.
Okay, and when this passes, you not only notice that he manages to dodge the fireball. No, that's not what happens. Like, he just holds up his hand, which you can see is skeletal and gaunt, and the psychic fireball bounces off his hand and heads back towards you. So, Cathanglass, give me a dex save as your own fireball is about to hit you. That's a 14 pass.
No.
Okay, so you end up taking,
Though I'm immune.
so you're immune to psychic damage?
Yes.
Okay, so the psychic fireball hits you. You don't manage to dodge, but or you just don't try to, and it just hits you fully on front and centered on you. You find this incredibly interesting because you've never seen someone just reflect a fucking spell like that before.
Then let's just slightly lets us know, what exactly are you?
The individual raises its head a little bit to look at you. And you see it lower, and you see it move its skeletal hand from a flat position to a pointing position, pointing at you for a few moments before lowering it again and letting the sleeve cover his hand again. Do you end your turn?
I am my turn.
All right.
God damn it, this story sounds like Yu-Gi-Oh!
He begins to walk closer to you, now walking in front of you. And when he's standing almost in front of you, he says, "Do you really want to know?"
I faced worse people than you.
We'll see. And he will do a melee spell attack with a spell. He is casting a spell and doing a melee spell attack.
Cathanglass would use counterspell.
Okay. When you use counterspell, you notice the counterspell dissolves before it hits him. And his spell goes through anyway.
Oh.
Yeah. As I said, I found some trippy magic when I was doing my research.
Cathanglass actually looks concerned when he counterspelled a 9th level counterspell.
No, he didn't counterspell it. Your counterspell just failed, effectively. He didn't counterspell it. Your thing just didn't work. As he will do this attack roll on you. 1d20 plus... I think it's... 12? Oh, it's plus 10. No. Do you add your proficiency bonus to attack rolls? I'm blanking here. I think so. Yeah, you do.
Think so? That's what I've been doing.
Yeah. 1d20 plus 31. Does a 49 hit?
Looking. Just hits.
Okay. He stabs his hand into your chest, and then you feel yourself shake for a moment, and the entire crowd freezes as Cathanglass disappears.
What are you doing?
You will disappear for 5 rounds.
No.
And as this happens, well, the man just kind of lowers his hand again and then raises his head and starts looking up at the crowd of shocked spectators. No one quite knows what to make of this. Just saw you make someone disappear. He's not doing it, he's just looking around. Mimi's keeping count, counting up to a minute. If you're gone for a minute, this will happen, but we, out of character, know that that won't be the case, because you only could be gone for 5 rounds. He eventually scans the entire arena, looking around at all the shocked faces. There's many concerned people up there, such as Lionfang, Shad, Guildfly, not Guildfly, Bogey, Wagonchild, Kyanna, myself. But then eventually, after about 30 seconds, you come back to Cathanglass. But for you, you didn't experience any time. For you, it's as if he just stabbed your stomach and then nothing happened.
Cathanglass lets out a small, like, snarl, just, like, getting more annoyed. Stop that.
He says, I am your doom. I am the one who has come to make you pay for your sins. And then he will... It's your turn, by the way.
Oh.
When you come back, it becomes your turn. So, that was just him saying that in response to you. What do you even do?
Cathanglass just snarls. And does magnify gravity.
Okay. Also, you've noticed at this point, by the way, he's dropped the lethargy aura. As in, like, you don't have to do that wisdom save anymore. He's seemingly willingly dropped that aura. Alright, so you do magnify gravity. Is it... Constitution saving throw. Okay, Constitution save. Plus 26. He passes. And when that happens, the spell becomes centered on you, Cathanglass. As it gets reflected back on you. He's still in the range, of course. So, how much damage does he take?
35 plus 12.
Half of that. Because he only takes half damage. Except, you notice he's... Despite being in the magnified gravity, he's unaffected by it. Not even his robe is moved by it. It seems like what you did had absolutely no effect, Cathanglass.
Cathanglass just looks concerned. I ask again, what are you?
I am here to make you pay for your sins.
Sins.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
His turn. He will turn around and begin to back up. You'll get an opportunity attack against him if you'd like to.
Oh yeah, Cathanglass just straight up goes for it. Just Cathangless's response is just fuck this.
Alright. Give me a second.
Oh,
Ooh, you get
Cathangless really did say fuck this.
Alright. You crit, and you stab very hard into, using your claw. You stab really hard into his back with your claw. And you just, when you try to claw into him, it's as if you're hitting the most solid surface you've ever tried. Like, you can't even damage his robe. Your claws are stopped by his cloth robe. As he continues to slowly walking away.
Cathangless just says, just die.
And then he turns back around and looks at you and says, I'm afraid this won't be that easy. And then he raises his head a little bit, holds up his arm, and points one of his fingers at you, and a black bolt of lightning comes out of his finger as he casts a spell at you.
Oh.
What would you like to do? Counter spell didn't work last time. So go ahead.
Reverberation.
Reverberation. Okay, you want to reverberate that spell back at him?
Yep, Reverberation 9th level.
Okay, you try to do a reverberation, and his body seemingly absorbs the reverberation magic, rendering it inert.
Oh.
As you are hit by a bolt of black lightning, I am going to need you to give me... what kind of saving throw? Let me go look this up. What kind of saving throw is this? No saving throws. You're just hit. So you feel it hit you, but it doesn't deal any damage. You feel okay, but you feel like you've been tainted in a way.
Cathangless just continues, just... What is this?
Says, I have been sent here to make you pay for what you've done. And with that, he'll say, you have killed everyone you loved. And with that, he will cast chilling words on you. With that being the trigger. So, I need you to give me a saving throw. Wisdom save. Give me a wisdom save. That's a failure.
Oh god.
So, you feel those words that he just said bore into your mind. And everything in you just screams for this guy to die. But at the same time, you're beginning to actually feel fear start to crop up in your mind.
Shut up.
He then says, why? Do you not like the truth? Fine. Perhaps we should show some people your true color. And he will cast another spell at you. This one is an invisible beam. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's just in character. Cathanglass says, don't.
All right. So, do. Give me a Constitution save. Okay, that's a fail. You feel your body begins to ooze some sort of sickly miasma. It's not actually doing so, but it feels like it is.
Oh.
You feel
No.
you feel the destructive energies you've bottled up, like leaking out of you. He says, "Look at what you are. You can't even fight."
I can't fight.
You,
Cathanglass just snarling more as he just like covers his eyes.
when
Like
you
a cat.
fight, you kill everyone you love. And with that, he said the trigger word. So, let me get back to the thing. You will take, you will give me a Constitution saving throw. You freeze up in fear at his words of saying you kill everyone you love, and you take 1d6 psychic damage and are immediately knocked to the floor in
Hey.
shocking fear.
Oh god, no, he cuts through psychic?
Yes, as he bypasses immunities. He damages you mentally even through this. You suddenly are incredibly scared, but you don't even know of what. You don't know if it's of him. You don't know if it's of you. You don't. You don't know. You don't know what's going on, and he ends his turn. Your turn, Cathanglass.
Oh wait, how much damage do I take?
1d6. It's not much. You're scared. You're on the floor. You fell over. You're leaking a miasma, and you feel tainted. He hasn't.
Leave me.
Yeah.
You just hear Cathanglass, leave me alone. Leave me alone!
No.
As he tries to do improve void breath.
Okay. Your breath potion is still gone, by the way. Go ahead and do improve void breath.
Did it work?
There it is.
There we go.
Okay. He will not teleport this time. He instead will just take the deck save.
It's just Cathanglass lets out a large roar and just a large amount of psychic.
And you just dump you just roar, and a giant purple cone of energy is projected out of your mouth across most of the arena, as it's just projected out as a psychic scream noise towards everything. He simply holds up a hand and is able to hold back most of it, but it seems like what he did was a formality, as he isn't even seemingly fazed by this. And you see once again that his hand is bony and skeletal. Like, it has bits of flesh and bronze material on it, but It seems to be
Is
mostly skeletal.
he actually taking damage at all?
No. So far, you have not dealt any damage to him.
Cathanglass would just... Wait, can I do Toll the Dead?
You can try.
Let me try!
Hmm.
I freaked out when I tried to use Toll the Dead on him.
Hopefully it's easier to hear me, by the way, Guildfly, because my
Oh, I
microphone
do.
should be better. Sorry, what?
Oh god.
As you
I
go
just...
to use Toll the Dead and ring the noise, the bolt of necrotic energy is sent out at him. It stops moments before hitting him and just shrinks and dissolves away.
Cathanglass is just panicking, and then just all of a sudden, just small smile comes upon him. I know what you are.
He doesn't react. The entire crowd is looking a little worried at this shift in tone.
Cathanglass's eyes just start going like black a little bit as he just says, I know exactly what you are. Come at me with your true power, Ekna.
No. And with
It is
that,
so.
is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Continue saying what you're going to say.
Uh, as he just starts like smiling wider and wider.
The man sighs, says, look what your pain has caused people. And with that, he casts a spell on you. Give me a saving throw. I believe wisdom.
Okay, good.
Yeah, let me look up wisdom. Yeah, wisdom. That's a fail, as you get coated as he fires this, and you feel yourself get coated, and it doesn't feel like you're hurting, but it feels like if you're not careful, you could catch on fire. And he says, look what it's cost you. You hurt everything you touch.
And it's all lovely.
Was it lovely for Raiju? And he casts a spell. Does this one have a saving throw? Let me double check. Yeah, wisdom save. That's a fail, as you think back to Raiju, and it stings, and you start to feel fear towards Raiju. And then you look at your hands, and you're seeing your furry arms, and you start to fear. You suddenly have an intense fear of wolves and dogs. And you start to fear your own body.
Leave Leave him out of this!
You wouldn't leave him out of things, now would you? In that dark, dark place. And with that,
You
he
don't.
casts another spell. What were you going to respond with?
You do not know what I've been through.
I know more than you could possibly imagine. Alright, and with this, he holds out his hand, and black ravens, a swarm of black feathers starts to come out of his hand, and the cawing noises of ravens can be heard as they spray at you and start filling a bigger and bigger cube around you of just swirling, whipping black feathers. And he says, "Doesn't this place remind you? Doesn't this remind you of that place that you got him killed?"
Shut up!
I will need you to give me a dexterity save. Alright, that's a fail, as you will take... How much damage? Wait, wrong spell. Yeah. By the way, these feathers seem to be radiating darkness, paradoxically. Okay. You will take 9d8 force damage. 42. As the feathers are constantly whipping at you and pulling at you, seemingly trying to...
Oh fuck, then
Be-
it counts.
Sorry, go ahead.
That counters through me.
Yeah, that gets through your immunity. And you are surrounded in a 40-foot cube of feathers. He says, "However, with this, as you get hit, I need you to give me a charisma save."
Sorry,
Yes?
just calculating all my HP from that.
Okay. Go ahead and calculate your HP. Say whatever dialogue you're going to say, and give me a charisma save. So the charisma save first, hopefully. By the way, if at a certain point you want me to stop making you make saving throws, go ahead and say so, because it's going to be really hard for you to pass. That's fail. So, you also get thrown to the ground and knocked prone from this. It feels like every time you take damage, you're getting knocked to the ground.
Just stop it.
When did you ever stop?
Who are you to tell me things about myself when you don't even know what I am?
I know exactly what you are. I was told from a reliable source. I've known you since before you knew yourself.
Here to divulge information.
And you notice he's just casually... Well, actually, it's hard for you to notice, but with your true sight, you manage to notice he just casually walks into the swarm of black feathers, and he's seemingly unaffected by it. He's just looking down at you, with his robe still on, and says, "Your turn." And it will go to your turn. So, Cathanglass.
Cathanglass gets up and would try again. This time using another psychic fireball.
Okay. Go ahead and fire.
God damn it, it wouldn't let me upcast it.
That's fine. Oh! He actually manages to fail. He rolled in that one. Okay, it still doesn't deal any damage. To either of you, because you're both immune to psychic. So he just is still staring at you, unfazed, as you crash this giant ball of synaptic static on him.
Who the fuck do you think you are working for?
You'll know soon enough. But I don't think you realize what's going on here. Do you?
More than I wish I would know.
Maybe it's time you got a bit of taste of your own medicine. Use a test. See if you survive. And he will cast... He will cast a certain spell on you. What's that one spell called? Ah, there we go. Question: how good is your ability to survive lots of damage?
Very tanky.
Okay, he will hold out his finger and tap your chest. Does a 34 hit?
No.
Okay.
But they just use Cathanglass should have recovered more HP.
Thankfully, he has advantage. But did you use restoring balance?
Restore balance.
Okay, so 34 is fine. It wouldn't have worked anyway. Okay, so his spell didn't actually manage to do. Let me double check to make sure it's what I think it is, but I don't. I think that means it didn't do anything. Let me double check though. Because I'm using a bunch of new spells. So yeah, melee spell attack. This hit. You did notice he also turns invisible, but that largely doesn't mean anything for you.
Yes, I can gain it back.
What did you gain back?
Breath weapon.
Oh, yay. Okay, it wasn't the end of his turn, though, yet. He goes, huh. What are you hiding from under all that armor? And he'll attempt to do it again.
The real question is, what are you hiding from underneath all your robes? I at least am honest.
You, honest? When have you been honest once in your entire life? Not 20. Oh, God. I believe that doubles the damage dice now, doesn't it?
Yep.
This is going to be way more damage than I thought it was. Cathanglass, I'm sorry.
Reminder, he has a lot of ways to not die.
Okay, good. You're going to need them. As you take 28 d10 necrotic damage.
Are you rolling it, or am I rolling it?
I rolled it. It's trying to calculate. 153.
You just see Cathanglass just have 1 health left.
Huh. Interesting.
I refuse. And that actually caused them to, like, just... I refuse to die, you bastard!
Give me a charisma save.
Don't be honor, be charisma.
You get knocked to the floor, though, from that damage. As you knocked prone. So you're saying that from the ground. He says, You don't seem to get it. He just begins to walk away. You can make another opportunity attack if you'd like to, but you'll have disadvantage because you're prone.
No, Cathanglass would stand up. He has athletic.
But it's not your turn yet.
No.
Yeah.
Cathanglass just, don't you dare get away from me! And
So,
he just casts this.
can you cast something as a reaction? It's not your turn yet. But I don't know. Can you cast spells as a reaction? You have a
No.
feature that does it.
Never mind. Sorry.
A for enthusiasm. Just hold for a second. Says, and as he say, "Don't get away from me," he stops, turns back around, and says, "Who said I was leaving?" And he just raises his other hand, which you see is covered in a golden gauntlet with a red ruby on it. And he just closes his hand, and you feel a grip around you. Give me a con save. Alright. You are now restrained in his
I'm taking it for
telekinetic...
the advantage. Oh wait, no. I can't do the advantage.
What about the advantage?
Let's say, can I use the advantage? Like, that won't do anything.
It will... 28 will also fail. Anyway. You are caught in telekinetic grip of this individual, and you are restrained. And he lifts you up into the air, and then just flicks his hand to the side, letting you go and sending you flying into the wall. So, you fly over here into the wall, hit the wall, thankfully you immune to bludgeoning damage, and fall into the water. Okay, and then he'll end his turn. Your turn. You're now in water, and there's sharks around you.
Cathanglass gains 5 HP.
Yep. Now you can do your black hole if you want to do a black hole.
Cathanglass just rises up from the water, just like, oh, how dare you? As he now does that black hole.
Alright. And with this, you see this individual raise his golden hand and say, counter spell, and counters the black hole.
Cathanglass would try to counterspell with that counterspell.
And your counter spell fizzles before it reaches him. Seems this individual has found a way to be immune to counterspell.
No, don't cast that.
This is tricky. This guy is tricky.
Just see Cathanglass get very pissed. It's just like, there's a way I can finish this.
Can you do...
I refuse to let myself lose.
Your pride will be your downfall.
As he tries to cast Power Word Freeze.
Alright. As you cast power word, as you yell the word freeze at the enemy, you see the cone, you see the words channeling towards him. And as they're about to reach him, they stop moments before, start to shrink, and absorb into him. It has no effect.
I refuse.
You cannot win this. And
You
I
just
will
see
not.
him just getting more madder. I will win.
You cannot. And I will not. And I will not until I do my job. Do you end your turn?
Yeah, I can't do anything.
Okay. So, with that, what will he do this time? I have a big selection of spells. We'll say, you, do you even care about your friends, your family? You hurt everyone you care about. You kill
That maybe.
everyone you love. And with that, I'll have you take a wisdom save as he said the phrase again. Alright. You see this individual put his hands together and start to weave some arcane magics. Normally, it doesn't look like he's casting a spell yet, but it looks like he's preparing some sort of big spell or multi-layered spell. But he'll end his turn.
I
Your turn.
repeat.
Sorry.
Why are you hiding, Vecna?
Because I am not here to win, and I am not here to beat others. I am here on a mission, and I frankly don't want to be here. I am just here because I have to be.
Cathanglass just does the adult white dragon's breath.
Okay, do the adult white dragon's breath.
It's 98.
Yeah, and a dex save. What's the dex save again? Is it a DC 20?
C20.
Okay. He's not even going to try to dodge it. So, as you do the adult white dragon's breath, I like to imagine you scream something like enough or something.
Yes.
As a giant 90-foot cone of cold fire, cold ice and wind, blows out towards this individual who doesn't even really react and just continues casting his spell seemingly unaffected. He's immune to cold damage.
Cathanglass just gives up. Fine. Maybe you know one thing about me. I am not just causing destruction. I am it. And I know yours is coming at one point or another.
I have long since slipped past the veil of destruction and death. I am
The
just
main question
here
is,
to make people realize what you are. With that, will you end your turn, or is there anything else you're doing?
Cathanglass just continues chuckling. I wish you good luck to even scratch the surface of what I am. As his voice just sounds more deeper and just raspy.
All right. On this individual's next turn, he unleashes his charged spell, which a maelstrom of energy spills out of him. More magical energy than you've seen, more complex looking magical energy than you've seen in a good long while, as it looks like he's casting multiple spells at you at once. I'm going to need you to give me. Hold on, let me list how many saving throws I'm going to need you to give me. Give me a second. Okay, so Do. I'm going to need you to give me a wisdom save. I'm going to need you to give me another wisdom save. I'm going to need you to give me uh do, 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 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yeah, I can just type that in. You're going to need to give me a charisma save. And that's it. So, actually, wait. One final thing. Don't you damage? I'm also going to need you to give me a dexterity save. That's the final one. Okay, so I'll describe to you what happens. In order, you notice giant rock walls forming around you, about giving you only a 10-foot cube of interior space. Um, you start to feel the entire world go black, and as if the rock walls are closing in on you. And on top of this, yeah, you start to feel like you see these walls come up, and you start to feel as if they're closing in on you, and you hear him say, "You are an abomination. You deserve to be buried. And you cannot be trusted around anyone. You don't deserve anyone. They should abandon you." And you start to feel like you start to become incredibly scared from this, as you feel like you're going to be trapped in here. However, also, you start to feel like you don't know what to do. Like, you have your mind suddenly muddled, and it's hard to figure out what you want to do, what you need to do. And that's all the spells. Cathanglass, how are you handling this roller coaster of emotions?
Cathanglass is just hearing an inner voice that just says, just end it. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. And he's struggling against it.
The only light you can see in this place is a faint golden glow from the Aquila that you still have, the Aquila. But you don't even know if that's real anymore. It's hard to feel.
Cathanglass continue.
Continue, sorry.
Cathanglass continues to hold on to it.
Roll me a d100, as you do. You notice as you start to hold on to it, it glows a little brighter. You feel as if some of your health has been restored and you have been blessed. You receive the bless spell and 20 more hit points back. from the Aquila. Aquila, that's it.
I just hear him snarl more. I refuse to lose. I refuse to give up.
And you will die trying till you finally quit. The ancestor, your turn.
Cathanglass tries to burst through it by oh god, I could do this.
However, you still have the indecision problem. So, uh, you can only use one action on this turn, and that's it. As you effectively have a hard time deciding to do anything, so it takes all your concentration just to do one thing.
Cathanglass will use his improved Moonstone Dragon Breath.
Try and blow through the walls.
Try to blow through the walls.
Okay.
Oi!
Alright. As you use your dragon breath, the people on the outside see these rock walls begin to glow brightly and then burst from the inside as you're basically just firing into the air wildly, burning away all of the stone in pure radiant energy from the sun, pure nuclear energy.
Cathanglass is looking slightly more feral as he just goes, I will not fall for this anymore.
Fall for what?
My own mind. I've been through one hell. I've been through many hells. I can still fight.
Why do you lie to yourself? That'll be the end of your turn.
It's the
Sorry, go ahead.
end of my turn.
Yep. He says, why do you continue to run from your own darkness? What are you so scared of? And as he says this, the day, you notice that above, it starts shifting from day to night rapidly. And a darkness descends over the entire arena, filling every inch of it, but coalescing strongly around you, specifically. And you start to feel scared. Give me a wisdom save. Alright. You fail. As you feel this light, it's this darkness, it's snuffing you out. It's even making it hard to see with your true sight. As you recognize this darkness. And he says, why do you run from the darkness in your own heart? You see it here. You saw it in the void. Why do you run from it? Why do you hide from it?
Leave him alone.
Look at what your unbound magic does to you, Cathanglass. And he casts another spell at you. Does this one have a saving throw? So, give me a charisma save. That's a fail. As you feel yourself start to become unstable. It's like back when you had those episodes and your magic was going crazy. And he repeats again, look at what your unbound magic does to you, Cathanglass. Maybe now you can start to understand. And he ends his turn. I will have you give me a wisdom save, as you still have indecision affecting you. So I want to see if you shake off the spell. Nope, you do not. You do regen 5 HP, though, thanks to your regeneration.
I refuse to give in to the beast. I am better. As he tries to do.
Alright. However, as you go to try and do a spell, you notice you can't. You have unbridled magic going through you, and you can't seem to pick a spell. Instead, a spell just shoots out of your hand. I'll have you roll me a D100 as it randomly determines what spell you cast from your list.
Oh.
12. Okay. You end up casting power. No, not that one. You end up casting Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion. You get to pick where it goes.
I pick over Vecna!
Okay, Mordenkainen's
The
Magnificent...
Wicked Witch Death effect!
What?
The Wicked Witch Death.
Remember, it just summons a doorway. It doesn't summon the entire mansion.
Just in front of Cathanglass.
Okay. So you summon a doorway in front of you that leads to leads to your own personal mansion. As you feel like you aren't able to control your magic right now. Either it's just going unstable or he did something to it, but it feels the same as when you used to have your nightmares.
It's just a bad dream. This is just a bad dream. This is just a bad dream.
This is very real, Cathanglass. I am here to make you pay for your sins.
How do you know about those? You have 10 times more than I do.
Maybe. But that is not. I am not doing this for my sake. I was instructed. They hired me because they knew they needed someone who could completely outclass you. Teach you this lesson. After all, and you see him pull back his hood, and you become horrified at what you see as he says in a demonic voice, "You did this to me, Cathanglass," and I'll have you give me a charisma save. As you see the face of Dracul deeply distorted and twisted into a form known as Tenebris. You fail, and you begin freaking out as a result of this, as madness starts to plague your mind, and you start clawing at your own eyes.
Cathanglass is immune to madness.
Not this.
Oh.
Remember, he cuts through immunities. Anyway, so every foe that you see within this was on a fail save. Yeah, because this actually doesn't cause madness. This causes a specific effect. So, on a failed save, a creature savagely claws at their own eyes, dealing piercing damage equal to 1d6 plus your strength.
Damn it.
And you're also stunned and blinded for 1d4 rounds. So go ahead and roll me. I will go ahead and roll a d4 to determine how many rounds. Because if it's a 4, please be a 4. Please be a 4. It's not a 4. Okay. You know what would have happened if I rolled a 4? You would have become permanently blinded as you literally clawed your own eyes out. But no. So you deal 2 plus 10 piercing damage to yourself as your new claws dig into your flesh and you scream in pain. You say, not like this, not like this, not like this. Or something like that.
I refuse to give up still. There's still hope.
And with that, the individual puts his hood back on, as you are now blinded and stunned for 3 turns. Are you immune to either of those conditions?
And not immune to blinded or stunned now?
So, you find yourself unable to move. You find yourself on the ground, unable to move, and blinded as you basically cause your eyes to start to bleed blue ichor of the inner aetherium bleeding out of your eyes. You don't notice as he starts to walk towards you. You can do something on your turn, but given the fact that you're restricted to an give me a wisdom save, because you still have wild magic going on. I forgot. Wait, no. You can't do...
I'm immune to.
Not wild magic. The unstable magic. But I forgot, you're stunned. You can't even do that anyway. So, no. It'll just be his turn again. Yeah, that wisdom save doesn't matter. Okay, he walks over to you, hops off this platform, reaches down and picks you up by your neck, holds you into the air, and says, "You need to be shown what you are. The world needs to see what you are." With that, he will use Greater Restoration to restore your blindness. He's only restoring the blindness, though. And then he will put his hands on your head to force your eyes open as he says the following words. Where's this one? "I will make you glimpse the void, so that the void will stare back and see what you are." As he will cast the spell, he will cast a spell on you. Give me a wisdom save, and I hope you make this one.
No, I'm using a luck die on this.
Go ahead. As he's holding you up and having you stare at the moon. You fail. As you are forced to look and you briefly begin to peer through the veil of reality as it's being pulled away from you. And you glimpse into the nothingness void that is the moon, as the moon expands in the sky and covers everything in white. You can't see anything, and it hurts so much to see. Then you think you see something in the void, and that hurts even worse. You take 8d10 psychic damage. Thank goodness you're immune to madness, or else it would be even worse.
I didn't know you rolled.
It's fine. We'll go with my roll, because it's lower. You take 32 psychic damage. As you stare up at the void, and the void stares back at you. He drops you to the floor. And you will be stunned an additional turn. You'll now be stunned for 3 more turns. You can speak, though, so your turn. What would you like to say? As you literally just saw the raw void in your eyes.
You. This struggle is not to like transform. Bastard!
All I've been showing you is the truth.
Flesh from your body and feast upon it. I am not going to let Cathanglass die like this. If I go down, I'm taking you with me. Let's both enjoy the void together.
Is that what you planned to do to Strixhaven? And with that, he waves his hands and says, why don't you... Is that what you plan to do with Strixhaven? Yeah. Why don't you feel the pain and smell the stench of everyone who died at Strixhaven? Everyone who was killed by Lion Fang. Everyone who died because of your negligence. And with that, he casts a spell. A 30-foot sphere of roiling winds appears in your location. A deep purple sphere of wind that is choking with the stench of death. The sphere is centered on top of you. It goes around all corners, and when you start your turn there, you'll take 8d8 necrotic damage on a failed constitution save. Half as much as success. Creatures are affected even if they hold their breath or don't need to breathe. So, Cathanglass, he did this on your turn, by the way. He somehow cast a spell on your turn.
Cathanglass would do something interesting.
You're still stunned.
Oh wait, I can't do channel divinities.
Yeah, you're still stunned. So, really, the void music stopped.
I like how I just like, yeah, this fits right now.
Yeah, I like how there was like a few moments of lo-fi game beats and then it stopped. Like at least it stopped the music. It was like it went from void creepy music to lo-fi game beats. Yeah, okay. Anyway. And he just walks away and says, choke on the energies. Sorry. Let me restart that line. Choke on the winds of death that you caused. All the pain in the astral realm. Don't you smell it? Don't you hear the screams in your mind? And with that, I'll have you take a wisdom save. As he's walking away. You begin to hear screaming voices of people in pain in your head. As you're just smelling death all around you in a purple, howling wind that is just making you sick to your stomach and remembering the fight with Lion Fang between your father and him, as well as that beast that you fear. I will need you to give me a wisdom save at the start of your turn.
I should make them now or later?
Now, because it's going to do psychic damage to you, because it's from the winds. I think it's wisdom. It's Constitution. Sorry, it's Constitution. My bad.
Wouldn't let me make wouldn't let me make wisdom.
Weird. So, con works. 22. That's a fail, as you will take 8d8 psychic damage. 8d8? Yeah, it's 8d8. Sorry, no. 8d8 necrotic damage. Sorry, not psychic damage. 43. Okay, you already popped Death Ward. What do you have now?
Revivify.
How does that work?
Oh wait, no, it works if I'm dead.
It works if you're at 0. Yeah. So you drop to 0. In fact, you drop to negative. Because what were you at before? You were like 3?
Oh,
Sorry, go ahead.
7.
So you drop to negative 36. Yeah. Which you'll have to start regenning from. And you'll start to make death saving throws as you go to do your turn.
Hey, doesn't Revivify pop now?
Do you have it on a contingency or something?
Have it in the living ward?
How does it being a living ward work? I don't think that's even valid. Let me double check.
Do.
Because I believe living wards say they have to have a duration longer than instantaneous. I think this is... Yeah, Revivify has a duration instantaneous. It doesn't work in a living ward.
Never mind, I'm sorry.
But alright. Like, if you had, like, a contingency, I could see it, but... Yeah, no, you don't have a living ward or Revivify. Sorry. You are just dropped, and at the end of your turn, you'll need to give me a death saving throw. You passed.
Hey,
Okay. Now, his turn. He says, I know you won't die from that, given your natural regeneration. You can't die that easily. I know you can't. I'm not here to kill you. I'm here to make everyone realize what you are. Make you finally up. I'm here to make you atone for everything you've done.
don't give up.
Even when it's for your own good.
I was raised to fight no matter what.
Perhaps you'd like to say that to your friends. With that, cast a spell, which is, he casts a spell which summons a glowing direwolf that is in the shape of Raiju. And
Oh,
Raiju is smiling and looks happy to see you and starts to run to tackle hug you. And it just looks like a glowing golden direwolf. However, we'll resolve that once he actually reaches you, which will be at the end of your next turn. So, you see this glowing golden direwolf approaching you. How do you react? And
is it my turn?
yes, I went ahead and did the HP. So you gained +5.
Let's just do this. Right, chew. Oh,
You think you see Raiju there. It looks like he's running at you. You can hear the sounds of direwolf running too. How do you react?
I'm just to try to continue moving.
You have a hard time doing so. And as your turn ends, I'll have you make a death saving throw. You pass. So that's your second successful death save. As his turn starts, the wolf reaches you, and it smiles. However, it then needs to make a Constitution saving throw, as you're emitting a poison miasma around you that will damage it.
Oh.
And it hugs you as it takes 2d6 poison damage, and it dies and explodes in radiant energy. And he says, "Look, your aura, what you are, you've killed him again. What did it cost you?" And you burst into flames. So, you're about to take a lot of damage. You're about to take 8d6, 8d6 fire, and 10d6 radiant. So, you take 22, which gets doubled to 44 fire damage, and 34 radiant damage, as Raiju dies in front of you again. He says, "This will continue to happen until you finally understand." Also, you fail two death saves, by the way, from that too.
I will kill you.
Yep, you're also actively burning and on fire. Says, "You cannot kill me."
I can't.
You've lost your mind.
When did I ever have it?
You had it once. You were a kid. You had a friend named Bubbles, after all. What happened to that Cathanglass? The one that was kind and sweet and got along with his brother. What happened to him? Do you even know? Can you even trace when the fell happened?
The war killed him.
The war didn't kill him. You know what killed him. Raiju's dead because you were reckless. Your brother turned out the way he did because of your negligence. And you are here on the ground because you just don't know when to quit. Even when everyone wants you.
Just shut.
You have no one. No one cares about you. There's no one here. You're all alone. You can't even use your own powers, and you're lying on your deathbed.
I said, shut up.
Until you give me a better retort than that, I think my point has been proven.
Fine. Do you really want to see the animal I can become?
What I want you to see is what I want to see, and what my benefactor wants to see is for you to stop craving power and snap the fuck out of it.
I don't crave any more power than the other ones.
Does that sound like a king to you?
I don't. I have to be the king.
You have to what?
I have to protect my pack.
What part of this is protecting your pack? This is about your pride, and you know it. Pride will only be your downfall.
there's a burning feeling making sure I don't give up. As long as that is in here,
And that burning
I
feeling is called pride. You're too proud to admit when you've lost. You think this is a life or death scenario? This is an arena fight. This doesn't matter. Why are you trying so hard?
because I keep on trying to prove I'm not the same little kid I always was.
When was the last time anyone has ever said you were?
Myself.
No one, not even your brother, has called you that. And I know more than you do about that. I've heard all the stories. I had to read entire books about you, and your life makes me sick to read about. I hate people like you.
I hate people like you as well.
Except I'm actually someone worthy of hate. You have possibilities to do better. I'm just a self-centered villain.
Stop.
No. No. Not until you admit that you have too much pride.
Fine, maybe I do have too much pride.
Then do something about it.
How do you suspect I can get better?
You could start by actually, you know, maybe not actively trying to kill me constantly when you know it's a futile effort. You could start by maybe trying to talk about this. You could start by maybe trying to change yourself so you aren't prideful.
What do you want me to do? I mean,
It's not about what I want. It's about what my benefactor wants. It's about what other people want.
everyone around me is dying. Everyone around me is cursed. Think I'm okay with this?
I think you're the one causing it. You don't seem to realize that the reason that happens is entirely because of you. The reason people die around you is because you throw them in dangerous situations. This is your fault. You think you're cursed. You think they're cursed. All of this has been your doing. Raiju died because you decided to go to the Void Ocean.
Just wanted to keep my friends safe.
And how well did that turn out for you?
Looks down.
Now
Sorry.
you're beginning to understand. And with that, he releases a lot of the spells he has on you. And he casts a healing spell, so you're back to 1 HP.
Sorry.
Good. Are you serious about this?
Yes.
I'm not the one that deserves your apology. You have far more people than just me to say sorry to. Why don't you tell the good people in the stands why you're sorry? Why don't you explain to them some of the reason why I did what I did here? Why don't you come clean? And stop hiding in the shadows like a creature of darkness.
I'm sorry for being the cause of deaths.
They can't hear you. Speak louder.
Thanos just curls up his fist, but then just stops. I'm sorry for being the cause of deaths.
That's not all there is, and you know it.
All my experimentations led to this. Just wanted to help. I only wanted to help. And then in return, my freaking attitude kills everyone around me.
Do you admit that you have too much pride and that pride is a bad thing for you?
Yes.
Do you admit that you look down on others because of your pride and because you are more capable than them?
Yes.
Do you admit that you purposefully neglected your relationship with your brother because you refused to understand his views?
Yes.
And do you admit that you let this battle go on for far longer than it needed to because you couldn't admit that you are wrong?
Yes.
You admit that you are wrong.
I am 100% wrong.
Alright then. Hold to it, and with that, he hops down to you and says, with everything being said here, he holds out his golden hand and says, I have one final duty to do. I must bind you in a contract to ensure that you do not fall again.
What?
You heard me. I must bind you in a contract to ensure that you do not fall again, that you do not go back on any of this again.
Fine.
You accept the promise. You accept the
Accept the
contract.
promise.
You promise to try and be. You promise to become better.
Yes.
You promise to not be prideful and not look down on others.
No, I won't be prideful anymore.
You promise to be a good king to the people of the Feywild.
Promise to be the best king.
You promise to actually deal with your issues and not hide from them or pretend they don't exist. Bottling up your rage is not the solution. You actually need
It's
to
better
get
than them
rid.
seeing me as a wolven. Or as worse.
If you actually reached out for help, perhaps people could help you not become that. But you felt you had to do it on your own.
Fine. Cathanglass just sighs and just turns into his wolven form. This is one of the things I really am.
He snaps his fingers and releases you from the curse, letting you revert back to your old form, and you lose access to your wolven form.
I lose access to it?
Yep. He removed the werewolf curse from you entirely. You still have the Canis Helix, but you removed the werewolf curse. And with the werewolf curse gone, you no longer can become this. See, now was that hard?
Half the time I was just afraid to turn into a void creature, okay?
No, I know, but you have to tell them that. You have to be more vocal to them. I, frankly, don't care. I'm just here to do my job and make sure you redeem yourself for my benefactor. Because she cares.
Why would she care about me? Is she Baba Yaga?
Says, are you going to shake my hand or not?
On one condition.
What?
Tell me why she's interested in me.
She has sworn me to secrecy. And I don't think breaking a contract with her is a good idea. Now do you? Even for someone as powerful as me.
Cathanglass just nods and shakes his hand.
Alright. And with that, you feel a locking, you feel like a jolt through your body, as it feels like something got locked in place when you shook his hand. He says, alright then. With that, my contract is done. And then he looks up at Yukari in the crowd and says, I'll stop torturing the boy. You can have your fun now. I bow out of the tournament. And he teleports out of the arena. You win!
Cathanglass is not saying anything.
No one in the crowd is, to be honest. No one has any idea how to take this. Mimi just kind of flies down slowly into the arena and gives you a hug. And you notice your brother also teleports into the arena and gives you a hug. And so does
I'm
Zokurai.
sorry. Cathanglass just keeps on repeating, I'm sorry.
And with that, as interesting as that was, Cathanglass is the winner of round 2. Huzzah! Thank you everyone for watching. We're going to end it on that morbid tone. See y'all next time. Goodbye!
Bye!